Good morning, everyone. In the last class, we're trying to discuss with multi-dimensional example here. So the multi-dimensions array, we are discussing something called 3D dimensions array we are discussing here. Okay. So what exactly we are doing internally? So that is we identify basically, so which is going to multiply, so 3 into 4 into 5 here. So this is the 3D dimensions array we are discussing here. Getting the point. Now we'll have a more information on this particular example because we need to understand the structure first. So later we'll try to move on to the the particular insertion section here. So in the last example we identified how we are trying to initializing the value. Getting the point. Now we'll try to check with the multi-dimensions example here. Okay, back to here. We identify the structure here. What exactly the structure is having here? The structure initially, so this is the one array is creating, and so this is ending with here. So this is the main array, and later what we are having, so one more array we are having here. Getting the point. So one more array we are having here. So this particular array also is trying to complete here. But internally, so how many arrays we are having here? So 5. Based on this particular rows, we are creating arrays here. So now you can observe here what you are understanding here. So this is the second statement here. So this is the first 3, right? So this is the above array, and later we are having 4. So something called which is pointing as a 4 rows here, which is pointing as a 4 rows. Internally, each one pointing as a 5 columns here. Each one pointing as a 5 columns here. Same way, we are going to create how many? We are going to create a 3 the 3 particular arrays we are going to create internally. Now this particular section is completed. Same way we are going to enable one more, and we are going to work with 4 rows and 5 columns here. So this is the diagram we need to understand here. Getting the point. So I am unable to write the entire diagram here, so it is not sufficient to write here. Observe carefully. We'll see the simple example using this particular like Notepad++, because in the last example we identified the Notepad++ example. So you can see what exactly it is pointing here. This is the outer one. This is the outer one. Now you can see the outer one is closed here and it is open here. So this is the outer array, and you can observe outer array having how many? So these are the 3. So first one, you can see this is the up to 1. Getting the point. And we can observe, so this is the second one, right? And this is the third one. So this is pointing as a outer row. So how we created here? So something called like we created, right? So first section we created as a 3, and the second section we created as a 4. Getting the point. And the final section we created as a 5 here. Getting the point. Now, so what you are understanding here? This particular 3 we are discussing here. So the 3 here, this is the 1, and this is the second, this is the third one. So this is the outer array we are going to call, and the second here, so which is having 4. So you can see these are the 4. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. Getting the point. So these are the 4 here. Getting the point. Now we are discussing with the 5. The 5 we are having here, the columns here. First one, second one, and the third. So fourth and fifth here. So carefully observe here. Based on this particular array, these are going to append here. So these are going to build here. Basically, so how many we are trying to specify here? Getting the point. How many arrays we are going to specify as a outer array? The rows and columns are going to define here. We want to create a 3 arrays here. So the 3 we created here, first one and the second one and third one. But internally, each one having 4 rows and 5 columns. Getting the point? Each one having 4 rows and 5 columns. So this is the very important example, and we need to understand carefully first to the diagrammatic. Later, we'll try to move on to the insertion logic here. We'll try to move on to the insertion logic here. So back to here, we identified here the simple example here. Okay, now we want to insert the data. To insert the data, we don't want to use this particular operator called multiplication, because so we are getting 0 here. Getting the point? So we are getting 0. So to understand here, what we can do? Getting the point? So to understand here, what are the values we need to specify here? So simple one, I want to specify here. So I into k is not going to provide the information. So first one, I plus 1. I want to work with I plus 1, and later j plus 1. So we want to work with j plus 1, because whenever we are trying to work with the multiplication, we are getting zeros here. We are getting zeros. Now what we can do, so at this time we'll observe what exactly the values are going to get here. Okay. Again, the simple example I'm trying to run in the debug mode. Okay, carefully observe. What happened? So let me switch into different perspective. We identify the default structure here. We identify the default structure. So this is expecting 1 row, 5 columns. So second row, 5 columns. Getting the point? Same way we are having how many rows? 4 rows. So this is the third one, and you can see fourth one. Fourth rows are completed. Now one more base we are having here. Now basically, so this is the current example we are discussing from the starting onwards. So basically we identify the 2D array here. So today we are discussing the 3D array. So to discuss the 3D array, how many loops we are creating here? 3 loops we are creating here. So now you can observe this is the above loop. For this particular rows we are creating one loop here, and this is the columns we are creating here. So this section is very important here. So other than this, we did not discuss more in the last class here. So like some of the people having some audio problem. So that's the reason we did not cover more. So that's the reason we are discussing more in the today class. Okay, back to here. Now you can observe. So this particular row we are satisfying here. Now we are entering into the outer array completed. Now we are entering into the row level. So now we are entering into the column level. Right. So what is the I value we are having? All the values are, it's become 0. You can see on the right side section, I, j, k, we are having all the values are 0. So what exactly we are doing here? The final expression, what is going to return here? If you understand this final expression 1, the final expression we are getting as a 1 here. This particular 1, where it is going to insert it here? Where it is going to insert it here? Getting the point? To understand more, what we need to do here, we need to create. So this is the outer array, and this is the row level, and this is the column level. The first one, which is going to insert it as a 0, sorry 1. Now you can observe the 1 we got, because all are pointing to the same here, because all are available in the 0 location. All are having in the 0 location. Getting the point? Now, so we'll try to move on to the simple example here. So we'll try to move on to the simple example here. So one more. So we need to check the column level. The column conditions are satisfying here, because the column condition, how many we made here? Something called 3. Getting the point? So how many we made here? Something called 5 here. The column we are having the 5. So how many times this particular loop is going to repeat? Something called 5 here. Observe here, the column will satisfy here. Now we need to check with the what exactly the value it's printing here. What is the value we are getting? Something called 2. So now we can see the 2 values inserting. So you can observe here the values are printing. So still we are in the first row, but only the difference here, the columns is changing here. Getting the point. Now observe here. Now carefully observe. So this is the third column we are trying to insert, something called 3. Same way we are checking here fourth information. The fourth column also it's inserted, and the fifth also it's inserted. Now if you observe the k value, it will become 5. The condition will not satisfy here. The condition will not satisfy. So now we are moving into the row here. Now we are moving into the row. Now we can observe the j it's become 1. The k is equals to 0. The I0 and K0, what is the value we are getting? Something called 2 here. What is the I value we are getting? Something called 2. So you need to calculate this particular expression to understand this particular value. Getting the point. So I becomes 0. So we are returning this particular expression 1. And J, how much we are having? 1. So this particular expression we are going to get as a 2. Same way, what is the K value we are getting? 1. So now, so this also returning true and this also returning true. And this also 1. Getting the point. So how we are getting here? Total we are going to get as a 4. Total we are going to get as a 4. Same way, we need to check with what is we are getting here? 6. And same way, we need to check with 8. And now we can observe 10. Getting the point. So J become 3. Sorry, J become 2. K0, K0, J2. Same one, K1, J2. So now you need to understand here. Now we are in the 3, 6, 9. Now we are going to get 12. Now we are going to get 12 here. And later, what is the value we are going to get? Something called 15 we are going to print here. Observe here, we are getting as a 15. So now we are moving into this particular section here. So the last row, we are in the last row here. So observe carefully. Now we are trying to insert the values. What are the values we are inserting here? So observe, after 15, what is the value we are inserting? Something called 4. So later we can check the values. What is the value we are inserting? Something called, okay, 2 values we inserted, 4, 8, 12. So 4, 8, 12, finally, now we can observe all the iterations are completed. So you can see 4, 8, 12 and 16, 20. How many loops we are going to move here? How many loops we are going to move? So 2 loops we are going to move. So the K already it's failure. Now we are in the J loop. This particular J loops also is going to fail. Getting the point. So why it is failing here? Because of the J we are having 4 here. The J condition we made as a J less than 4. Because of this the condition failed. Now we are into the another one called I block. I is going to increase here. So we are in the second index. The I level second index here. Getting the point. Now you can observe the J becomes 0 and the K become also 0 here. The J become also 0. J become also 0 as well as K become also 0 here. So to understand more what we can do here, so we need to define like this here. Basically this particular array we need to define like this here. Observe carefully how I am going to define. So we identify what is the I we are having here. Let me so make a little bit bigger here so that we'll understand the particular 3D how it is working here. Okay, so how many we are going to discuss here? Something called 0 and 1, 2. And this is 0, this is 1 and this is 2. Okay, internally how many we are having? The J we are having, right? The particular J, how many we are having the rows here? So again 4 here. Again we are having 4. So we need to discuss like this 4. So still we are having 3. Okay, so we'll check with up to 3, but each row, how many columns we are having here? Each row we are having how many columns? 5 columns. So 0, 1, 2, so 3, 4. Getting the point. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need to check here, these are the internal ones. 1 and 2 and 3. So we need to create another one. So we can create here 4. So this is the way we can create here. So we are going to get something confusion regarding this particular 3D here, because internally we are having more information. Internally we are having more information. Right. Now you can observe these are the condition we made as a 3. These are the condition we made as a 3. Right. So this is the outer one. So this is the outer one. Internally we are having one more array. So this is pointing as a one more here. So we'll try to check with this information. This is very important here. So this is the internal loop. Okay. Now observe. So these are the column level. These are the column level. So 0, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Getting the point. So we need to check it like this here. So we need to define the for other condition, like for other indexes, something called 192. Okay, we'll move on to the simple example here. We'll try to start from the basic here. We'll try to start from the basic. So you are going to have a more understanding here. Okay, let me run the same example one more time. Let me run the same example one more time here. Observe carefully. Now we are in the I value how much here? 0. So 0 is nothing but we will try to point to this particular block here. We'll try to point to this particular block. Okay. So we already aware of this particular sections of this particular condition. So J0 and K also 0. So whenever J and K and 0, what is the value we are going to get here? Something called. So we need to check inside this particular 3D. 1. The 1 we are going to store here. The 1 we are going to store here. Getting the point. So same way we can check here. The 2 is going to store here, where the 2 is going to store this particular section called 2, and something called 3, something called 4, so something called 4. This is the first iteration. Now if you want to understand, you can see. So we'll try to check with here 5. So here we can observe here. Okay, so basically let me move on to this little bit top. Now we can observe here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inserted in the first row. So later where it is moving here, second one, the K values become 5 and J value become 1. So whenever this particular J value become 1, now we are in this particular row. Now we are in this particular row. You need to understand here. Okay, now what we are doing here, so we are trying to insert the value. So you can see what is the value is inserting here, something called 2, something called 4, and 6. Getting the point. 8, and later we are having the 10. We'll observe the same value is inserting or not. Observe carefully. 2, 4, and 6, 8, 10. Now we can observe the second one here. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So how we are inserting in the second index location. So later what is happening here? The K is failing here, and same way the J also increases to 2. So you can see the J values now it is become 2. Now we are in the second location here. So something called, now we are in this particular location. Now we are in this particular location here. Getting the point. Now, so what we are going to do? We'll try to insert the values here. Getting the point. So what is the default value we are getting? Something called 3. Something called 3. And so we can check here. So later, what is the value we are getting here? 3 here. Later, what is the value we are getting here? Something called 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. And 15 here. Now observe here, the same values are going to inserted or not. So observe, whenever this condition will fail, so what you are understanding here, the column level condition is failing here. So something called finally we insert the value. Finally we insert the value. So now we can observe. So up to this section the values are printed here. Now we can observe, go for this particular, the fourth one here. Okay, the fourth one also it's like inserted here. Up to 15 we implemented here, but we need to insert the value 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So where it is going to insert? Inside this particular 4, 8, something called 12, something called 16, something called 20. Getting the one? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So this is the way first two, the 3D dimension array is completed here. So we need to check with the other 3D dimension. To work on this particular other 3D dimension, what we can do? So either we can check here by providing the arrays here, or else we can create a one more here. So on top of this particular 3D, we can create here. On top of this particular 3D, we can create here. Getting the point? So we'll try to see with simple images here. So we cannot create more and more here. So we cannot expect it, how exactly the 3D dimensions is going to work here. Okay, now what I'm doing here, I'm trying to insert all the values here. I'm trying to insert all the values here. So whenever we are trying to insert all the values, so how exactly it's going to look like here. Okay, let me clear this particular screen here. So we'll try to understand the particular 3 dimensions array, how exactly it's going to look like here. How exactly this particular 3D dimensions are going to look like here. Now, so we want to check with the images here. So we want to check with the images here. So now, so you can observe, so this is going to provide the information little bit understanding it. So if you observe here, how many arrays we created here? We created 3 arrays. So as like we created only 3 arrays here. Getting the point? So that is a first condition, the I conditions here. Right. The second condition, what is the second condition? So this is the row level is a J condition, something called the second condition here. And so this is the column where I already identified K here. Getting the point? But here, how many rows they implemented? 3. But how many we are having here? 4 here. Getting the point? So how many rows we are having? 4. How many columns we are having? 5 here. So now what you are understanding here? Now what you are understanding here? So here one more row is going to added here. Getting the point? So one more row is going to add. Same way 2 columns are going to added here. 2 columns are going to added here. Getting the point? So this is our section here. Basically this is the 3 by 3 the array here, the 3D array which is they are using 3 into 3 into 3. But now, so what is the array we are using here? Something called 3 into 4 into 5. So this particular 3D array we are using here. Getting the point? Now, so how many arrays we are going to create here? 3 arrays, 4 rows and 5 columns. Getting the point? So to understand here, okay. So let me check it. Any image we are going to find or not, we'll try to check here. So that we'll get an understand here. So 3 into, let me check with here. So 3, okay. And 3 into 4 into 5. Yeah, I think this is maybe we are going to found here. So no, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 they are having. So I guess I think you're having some understanding here. So basically we are having, so maybe this is we can identify more here. Basically, if you understand here, so we are having 3 arrays and each one having 4 rows and each row having 5 columns. Getting the point. So this is the way we are going to create internally, but exactly the particular dimension we are not finding in the Google here, but you can imagine how exactly it's working internally. Getting the point. So this is very important example we are discussing here, but make sure whenever we are discussing the any dimensions example here, first what we need to understand here, we need to understand the particular size. So we need to understand this particular size here. Based on the size, how many loops we want to create. Based on this particular size, how many loops we want to create, that is very important here, right? And after this, we can easily work on the insertion value. And later, now what we are going to do, we'll try to check with getting the value. So we'll try to check with getting the value. If we observe carefully, how exactly we are going to check here. Now, we don't want to use this. Simply, first we want to print. We want to print this particular section here. And I want to give some space here. So this is the one. And later, for each row, we want to specify the one information. And now I want to go for the second next line here. Same way, I want to work with the next line also. Getting the point. What you are understanding is, for each row, sorry, for each column, we are going to print inside this particular loop. Once this particular condition is satisfied, what we are doing here, we are moving into the next line for the next row. Getting the point. So for the next row, we are going here. So once this particular rows are completed, whenever we are trying to move on to the next array, getting the point. So whenever we are trying to move on to the next array, what we are doing here, we are trying to print the next statement here. So now you can observe how exactly the values are printing internally. How exactly the values are printing here. So if you understand here, you can see, so how many arrays we are having here? We are having 3 arrays. So this is the first array. And how many rows we are having? 4 rows here. Right. How many columns we are having here? Something called 5 columns. Getting the point. Same way, so what we are doing here, we are creating second array, and same way we are trying to work on the third array. So these are about the particular 3D dimensions array. So this is very, very important example we are discussing here. Okay. Now back to here. So how we can work on the matrix related example. Getting the point. I want to work on the matrix related example. So how exactly we can work on the simple matrix here. So to understand here what I am going to do, so I will try to move on to the matrix example here. So before going to move, so any questions regarding this particular 3D dimensions array? Still if we are having any questions? Any questions you are having? No. Okay. So good. We'll try to check with how we can work on the matrix example here. So simple one, I want to work on the matrix example. So to work on the matrix example, what I'm doing here, so this is a double matrix I want to work, and I want to specify the name of this particular array as a m. But now, so observe carefully how exactly I'm working here. Basically, if you observe carefully, the matrix here, we are going to work on the double brace here, and internally, okay. So here 0 into 0, sorry, 0 into 0 comma 0 into 1. I want to check with 4 here. 4 by 4 matrix I want to check here. Right. And 0 into 0. Okay, sorry. And 1 into 0. 1 into 0 comma 2 into 0. And final one 3 into 0. So this is the one row. And I want to check with another one here. Something called 0 into 1. Getting the point? So 0 into 1. And later 1 into 1. Getting the point? And 2 into 1. And 3 into 1. So this is the second row. And so sorry. I'm trying to create a so third one here. So 0 into 2. 0 into 2. And here 1 into 2. Getting the point? And so 2 into 2 and 3 into 2. Final one 0 into 4. Sorry, 3. And another one here 1 into 3. And 1 into sorry, not 1. 2 into 3. And 3 into 3. And 3 into 4. Sorry, 3 into 3 only, right? 4. Okay. Right. So these are about the simple matrix we are creating here. Right. Observe here. Now, what you are understanding here? Basically, we are having how many rows? 4 rows. How many columns we are having? 4 columns here. So these are the values are initializing into the one column. So second column, third column, and fourth column. So these are the fourth column. The simple example on the matrix here. So which is the matrix here something called 4 by 4. And after this, what I'm doing here? Because I'm trying to initializing here. Okay. Later, I'm trying to take with one variable called I comma j. Sorry, both I taken as a j. Okay, I comma j. And later, what I'm doing here, because this is a so 2D array, right? So the sorry, it is not a array. It is a matrix example we are working here. Now I want to load the values because we are initializing the values. Getting the point? We are initializing the values. Just we want to print the values. To print the values, what we need to do? Simple. I is equals to 0. And later, what we can do? We can check on the I less than. So what is the size here? So we are making as a 4 by 4. So we can work on the 4 here. Same way, I plus plus, and this is the row level loop, and we can work on the column level loop. So the column we made as a j is equal to 0, and the same way j less than 4, j plus plus plus. Right. Now we are inside this particular j loop here. So what we can do, we want to print the value. So to print here, first we need to work on the print method and what exactly it is having here. So something called I comma j and j. And after this, I want to give the space for the each value. And final one, we need to work on the for each row, we want to get some space here. For each row, we want to get a space. Okay, observe what are the values we are going to get. If I'm going to run this particular example, so we'll understand what are the values we are getting here. So now you can see what are the values we are getting. So something, this is a 0 we are getting, and this particular entire row we are getting 0 because we are trying to multiply with 0. So 0 anything, it's become 0. And the second row, we can observe the first value we are working on the 0. So that is we already identified the value we are going to get 0. So now you can see So one value we are getting same way 2 and same way 3. And this become 0 and this become 2 and this become 4. So this become 6 here. So now you can see 2, 4, 6. Because of this particular double data type, we are getting dot 0. If I'm going to work with this particular int, so the output we are going to get something differently. So only the difference is the dot zeros we are not going to get here. The dot zeros we are not going to get. Now you can observe. Now we can observe 1, 2, 3 and 2, 4, 6, 3, 6, 9. 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 3, 6, 9. Getting the point. So this is the way we can work on the matrix related example here. But basically what we need to do here, we need to make the condition what we need to work on the something called inserting the value. The condition is important here. What is the condition we are making here? Something called the I loop condition and J loop condition is important. Right. So any questions regarding this particular simple matrix example here?
No, sir.
Okay. So all are clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so as of now, we identify the interrelated arrays and double related arrays and so how we can work on the different types of arrays. Getting the point. So to work on the different types of arrays, what we need to do? So simply the initialization section is important here. Getting the point. So how we are working here, the previous example, we are working on this particular 3D, but to that data type here, int. The same example, if we want to work on this something called char, what we can do? Only the different here, we need to change this particular char, and so I want to make C here. Getting the point. So this is the way we can work with character related type array concept here. That is the same way we can work on the other data types, the other primitive data types which we already discussed here, something called byte or short or long or float, or we can go for the boolean. Getting the point. The syntax we need to follow same thing here, only the changes here. The data type is going to change here. Right. Now we already identified declaring an array, so and initializing an array. So we already identified here. So one important concept we are discussing is something called operators here. So one of the important section we are going to discuss here. So these are the operators, very important here. Now we'll try to move on to the simple example on the operators. So initially, first we'll go for the what exactly the operators are having here. What exactly the operators we are having here. So now to understand this particular operator related example here, so first what we need to do? So first operator, so this is already we are discussing from starting onwards. So addition operator and subtraction operator and the another one call. So this is the multiplication operator here. And the final one, division operator. So we already familiar with this particular basic example here. Right. Now we are having some other operators here, module operators. Getting the point. So module operator. So how exactly we can use this particular module operator in our Java language. So we are going to discuss regarding this particular module operator on the some of the example here. And later, so these are the very important section because we are trying to work on the I++, J++, K++. What exactly what is doing internally? Getting the point. So what exactly the plus operators are doing internally? Same way minus operators. Getting the point. Minus operator. So we are going to work on this section increment. So this section increment here and this section we are going to work as a decrement here. Getting the point. So we will see how exactly that increment and decrements are going to work internally, and later we are having additional operators here. The additional operators we are having here. So now if you observe plus equals. So plus and equals operator, how exactly it's going to work? Same way we are having another operator minus and equal operator. So we are going to call as a so addition assignment, subtraction assignment. Okay, we can work on the so something called multiplication assignment. So multiplication assignment, so something called division assignment. So we'll try to check with what exactly so these particular operators are going to work. The final one here, something called module assignment here. So these are the comes under the assignment operators we are going to call. So based on this particular operator, sir, the name of this particular operator is going to change. So something, if you are working on the addition, we are going to call as a addition assignment. And whenever we are working on this particular module, we are going to call as a module assignment here, right? So these are the basic basic operators we are going to work: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, right? So these are the sections are very important here, and we'll try to work on the. So these are also increment and decrement operator. Okay, we'll try to work on the simple example here. Okay, back to here, how exactly this particular operators are going to work. We'll check with based on the simple example here. Now, so you need to understand like the output of this particular simple example. What I can do, we'll try to check with basic math. So we need to work on the basic math example first. So later we'll try to move on to the another example here. So what exactly this particular basic math will contain here, and int a is equals to 1 plus 1, and int b is equals to a into 3, and into c is equals to bya, and into d is equals to c minus a, and later into e is equals to minus d. Getting the point? If I'm going to print this particular all the values here, a value. Getting the point? So what exactly the a value we are getting? B value, c value, d value, and a, b, c, d, e. Okay, all the values we received here. So b value, c value, d value, and e value. Getting the point? So d and e, c and b. So can you please answer what are the values we are going to get on the line number 10 to up to 14? Up to 14. So what are the a and b and c, d values we are going to get?
What your logic implemented, that values are sure, sir.
No, actually, I just want to confirm that what exactly the final output we are going to get for these print statements.
Sir, A2,
Line number 10.
B6 without a pointer loss.
Okay.
2, then
Okay.
6, 1, but C value, sir, it is float now. -2.
Okay. What about the e value?
Plus 2.
1.
2.
1.
1.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, 1.
Okay. Just I'm making it optional. So 2 or 1 we'll see. So the remaining are correct. So all you are trying to think the same output here or any other? Okay. Now observe. I want to run the same example here. So you can observe here. So what are the values we are getting here? So 2, 6, 1, minus 1, 1. So anyone having a question regarding this particular basic mathematics? So anyone having any questions?
No, sir.
Clear,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. So what is your question? Clear. Okay. Now I'm trying to move one more example here because we already aware of the basic example here. So we'll try to check with the increment and the assignment, the addition assignment operators here. Okay. So first we'll go for the module operator. So to work on this particular module operator, what I'm trying to do, I'm going to comment this particular section here. So this section I'm making as a comment because we already identified the simple example here. And one more, I'm making a int x is equals to 42. Int x is equals to 42 and double y is equals to 42.25. So 42.25. And here I'm trying to print the two println statements here. Now you can observe something called x mod of 10. X mod of 10. And here x modulo of this particular 10. Same way I want to check with y here. Okay, now explain me if you are having any knowledge how this particular module operator will work. So if you know something, any idea what is the output we are going to get in a line number 17 as well as line number 18. So that is wrong or right, that is a second matter.
For 18,
But what you are trying to expect, that is good here.
two, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So someone trying to speak.
Sir, y value 4.225.
Sir, 10 only.
Sir, x value will be int we are declared, but here that is shown float value, sir.
Line number 18 output will be 2.
Only 4 will show, sir.
So okay. 4 and some other they are suggesting as a 2.
4. First is
Line
4, sir.
19
Second is
will-
4.225.
sir.
Okay, 4. Okay. So 4.2.
Sir, first is the 4 only.
Okay.
Second is
Second
4.225.
point,
Is this you are expecting?
4.225.
Exactly. 225.
Okay. 2.5. Okay. So any other?
2, sir. Line number 18 output will be 2.
Okay. So what about 19?
2.25.
So 2.25. Okay. So any other outputs? Okay. So first I want to explain here how this particular operator will work. The simple here. So this is the division related example we are going toward. So x, how much we are having here? 42. Sorry. So this particular. So 42 here, and we need to make here something called 10. Getting the point. So how many times this going to calculate here that to get the remainder 0 here? So now we can observe 4 here.
4 times.
4.2,
So
sir.
40. The remainder, what is we are getting here?
2.
2. Right. So what about this particular 42 here? The y we are having 42. So we need to check the same thing as a 10. And now we need to work on the 42.25. Getting the point. Now it is also same here 4, but only the difference here it's become 4. What we are going to get here? 2 point.
2.25.
Getting the point. So basically, whenever we are trying to work on the module operator, so this particular whatever the remainder we are having, the remainder is going to return here. This particular remainder is going to return here. Okay. So we'll try to observe the same example here. So what are the values we are going to get here? If I'm going to run the same example, so we'll see what we are getting here. Sorry. So basically this is up to output here, not 100 here. So not 1 or 2. So you can see what we are getting here. So for the line number 18, we are getting 2. For line number 19, we are getting 2.25. Getting the point. So this is the way we can check with the module operator. So this is very important here. Now what we need to understand here, whatever the remainder we are going to get, the remainder which is going to return by this particular module operator here. Right. So now, so you need to calculate like this, and we need to provide the output. So wherever you're trying to work on this particular examples here. Okay. Back to here. So we identify this particular module operator, how it is printing here. Same way, we need to check with the component operators. So the component operators we already identified here. The simple one here. So something called, sorry, plus is equals to. So how exactly this particular operators are going to work here? Getting the point. So the simple one here, whenever I'm trying to work like this is equals to, A is a variable name. Whenever I'm trying to work with this particular plus is equals to, so the value, sorry, I'm going to work as a 4 here. Right. But how exactly this particular operations is going to work? So this is important here. Getting the point. How exactly internally it's going to convert it here. So what is the name of the variable we are using here? The variable we are working on the A. And what is the value we are trying to change here? So we are trying to initialize the value, something called 4. And the internal style, this particular operator internally it's going to convert like this. The variable A, and so A is equals to A plus 4. Getting the point. So A is equals to A plus 4. So whenever we are working on this particular operator, what we need to check here? So what is the variable and what is the value? Getting the point. So what is the variable and what is the value? Internally, how exactly it's going to convert it? So this is the expression to convert the internal particular value. And what is the default value of A? That we need to check here. Getting the point. So in our example, the previous example, A value we are having 2, right? And plus. So it's become 6. The 6 value again we are assigning into which variable here? So this is very important here. Again we are assigning into the A. Getting the point. So whenever we are trying to assign into the A, the 2 will become 6, because initially the value we are having 2. So based on this particular assignment component operator, what we are doing is we are incrementing this particular value as a 6 here. The 6 value again we are trying to assign into this particular A. Getting the point. So these are the assignment. Same way, if I'm going to work with subtraction, the simple example we can here, again I want to use the A minus is equals to something called 5. Now initially what are the values we are having? So we'll try to check with the A value as a 2. Getting the point. Now what we can do, we need to subtract the value. So what is the value we are going to get here? Minus 3. So the A value become minus 3. So this expression we need to convert is important here. So whatever the operator we are working here, so plus or minus or division or multiplication, but what we need to do here, the variable, right, and the like operator. So if you are working on the multiplication, so we need to work on the particular multiplication and what is the value. So for example, we are having 5. So we need to write this particular expression, and whatever the value we are going to get again, so we need to initialize into the same variable here. So now you are understood. So whenever we are having this particular operator, whenever we are having this particular operator, so how we can convert it into this particular the expressions here. So any questions regarding this particular expressions here?
Sir, this expression, where we use this expression, means any examples? This will be appropriate for
Let
this
me-
example.
So same
yeah.
thing. Basically, so instead of writing more lines of code, we can go for this particular expressions here. So the simple one, if you want to understand here, we are having some of the a value it's become 5. So I want to increase instead of writing the 2 lines of code, getting the point. So basically what we are going to do, so a is equals to 5. A is equals to 5 we are going to define. Again, so what we are going to do, so something called a multiplication or something a division. Again we are going to define the 5. So this is the next line. So instead of defining this particular next line, what we are going to do here, simply we can define like this. So a plus a multiplication so is equals to 5. So in a single line, the values are going to we are going to get with multiplications. So in this scenario we can work. So not most of the cases we are going to work with this particular increment operator, but sometimes instead of working on the basically this particular increment operators also internally they are going to work like this. So if you are working on the so if you the I plus plus. So whenever we are trying to specify this particular I plus plus, what exactly internally, so it's going to perform here. So something called I is equals to I plus 1. I is equals to I plus 1. So instead of defining the next line, what we are doing here, we are going to work on the I plus plus. This particular plus plus and minus minus only is going to work on the increment and decrement operators. So the section where does not have the division and multiplications here. So in this case, we can go for this particular component related operations here. Getting the point. So simply in a single line, we can define here. In a single line, we can define this particular expression here. So we are going to get an output, the final output. Again, the value is going to initialize into the a variable. So I will explain whenever we are trying to discuss the collection framework. So we may find some lot of the code because we are trying to debug the collection related example here. How exactly the Sun Microsystem, the people are implemented the collection framework, each implementation class. So there you may understand. So how exactly we can work on this particular operators here. So these are the important concept here. So if you know the basic concept, we can develop any kind of application here. So that's the reason we need to focus on the more and more this particular expressions and everything here. Okay, now we identify the arithmetic and increment and decrement, all the example we identified here. Getting the point. So we'll try to check with the simple example in our tomorrow class. So basically, so these are the very important concept here. So once these particular concepts are completed, the operators, so we may move into the classes related information. Okay, and we'll try to continue on Monday class. So what the continuation of this particular operators here. So try to practice. Maybe I think tomorrow or after tomorrow I'm going to prepare the up to whatever the classes we discuss. I'm trying to provide the recorded sessions here. I need to prepare the playlist here. So I will try to upload the videos and I will give you the link so that you can have an option to look the previous classes what we discussed as of now. Okay. Yeah. Anything you want to discuss?
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Where you provide this material in daily lectures, we have taken this code. Where you provide this?
The recorded sessions, I'm going to upload the videos into the YouTube, and I will give you the link.
Yeah.
I will give you the link, and you can access those videos here.
Okay, sir. This.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Anything you want to discuss?
So you are not sharing this code.
So do you need the code? So basically, if I'm going to share the code, so what happened here? So you are going to copy the code again. You are going to
Yes.
run the same example. So instead of doing this, so try to practice yourself by seeing the video. If you are having any problem, you
Okay.
can find it the solution in the video, or else you can ask me. We will explain.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank
So
you.
for
We'll continue on Monday.
printing
Sure, sir.
pattern type,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Explain. Sorry.
so for that printing pattern, star pattern वगैरह होता है ना,
Yeah.
for that we are using same concept ना, array.
Yes. So I will explain you one more example on the particular star patterns, and so same way
Yes, sir.
you need to prepare more example here. So I will provide the star pattern, the simple example. Later we will try to practice on the. Basically, if you know very well array concept, we can define any kind of example. So whether they are going to work on the prints, the stars, or anything. Okay. So that's the
Yes,
reason
sir.
I'm trying to provide the more into the
Yes.
arrays example.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So we'll continue on Monday.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, sir.
Thank you.